Hey everyone, I'm King. Welcome back to Kingspade channel. So finally, the Demon Slayer anime collaboration is officially here in the game. Now for the Demon Slayer collaboration, I am excited to get the Nezuko blue card. This card gives 15% final physical penetration, though the stat is slightly lower than the Taiwan version, but it is expected as the SAS server is one map behind from the Taiwan game version. We do not have the Umbala map yet, thus we do not have the Umbala monsters card, so whatever cards that are being introduced in SAS server, the game will modify the stat so to not have more stat than the cards for the next new game version, or in other words, for the next map monsters card. But at the back of my mind, I always wonder, will it be better to get the Tanjiro blue card for the Demon Slayer event instead? Tanjiro blue card increased damage to small and medium sized monster by 18.75%. I know some of you have the same thought too, as I also received comment asking whether to get this card or the Nezuko blue card. Now I want to talk more about this, but let's save that for the end of the video. For now, let's do a DPS test using the blue card Tanjiro. First, let's test the DPS without Tanjiro blue card. Like the previous DPS test that I did, I'm going to test it on the MVP and mini boss. As this card increased damage to small and medium sized monster, I'm going to test it on 3 different sizes of MVP and mini, starting with the Vagabond Wolf. Vagabond Wolf is a medium sized monster, and we're going to test it for 1 minute. For reference, these are my stats. I already have some size multiplier damage from the card Awakening. On the previous DPS test, I got comment as to why I didn't use the precision shot skill. Well, for this loadout, I maxed out the Wolf Mastery skill, which reduced my attack speed by 200% in exchange for 50% physical attack increase. If I max out the precision shot skill, the attack speed will be reduced another 200% to a total of 400% attack speed reduction. That is a lot. So I didn't use the precision shot skill, but for this test, I'm just going to use it. Alright, that is 1 minute. The DPS is 5.9 million. Next, I'm going to test it on the mini boss Toad for small size monster. And also, I reduced the focus shot skill level at the active skill slot, so the skill will be casted just below 10 seconds to stack the skill mark effect. But I also use the focus shot skill in the shadow equipment, so it can be auto cast when doing normal attack. So there's actually no need to lower down the focus shot skill level at the skill slot. But it is just a precaution in case if the skill does not trigger even after 10 seconds of normal attack. That is 1 minute. The DPS is also 5.9 million. Next, for large size monster, I'm going to test it on the MVP Orc Lord. That is 1 minute. The DPS is 3.8 million. Alright, now I have the Tanjiro blue card that I got from pre-order at the exchange center. Let's equip it and let's test it on the Vagabond Wolf. After swapping it with one seal penetration card, these are my stats. The final physical penetration stat is reduced to 286%. Damage to small and medium-sized monster increased to 27.75%. Damage to large-sized monster stays the same. For the past few weeks, I have been saving crystals to buy the Demon Slayer blue card. Initially, I am planning to buy the Nezuko blue card, but after looking at my stat, I had reached 300% final physical penetration. Previously, I only aiming for at least 270%, so I had passed my target for the final physical penetration stat, at least for now. And on top of that, two of my Modok weapon enchant are not the stat that I want it to be. This should be all physical penetration enchant. So looks like I can push my final physical penetration further if I finally get a penetration stat. And so with that, I decided that I won't be needing the Nezuko penetration card for now. I may regret it if there are no changes on the DPS, or even worse if the DPS is reduced. Alright, that is 1 minute. The DPS is 6.1 million. The DPS is actually increased. That is about 3.4% damage increase. Not that much, but not bad either, as long as it increased, right? Alright, next, let's test it on the Toad. That is 1 minute. The DPS is 6.2 million, just a little bit higher compared to the test on Vagabond Wolf, but if you convert it to percentage, that is around 5.1% damage increase. Next, DPS test on the Orc Lord. That is 1 minute. The DPS is 3.4 million. Yeah, that is expected. It is just like reducing the final physical penetration stat with nothing to increase the damage. That is a reduction of around 0.1% damage. And we are not done yet. Guess what? I got myself another Tanjiro blue card. Yep, I saved enough crystals for 2 cards. But this is actually for Nezuko card. I seriously will regret for not getting the Nezuko card. But I do have faith that another Tanjiro card will push the damage higher. Let's find out. With 2 Tanjiro blue cards, the final physical penetration is now reduced to 272%, and the damage to small and medium-sized monsters increased to 46.5%. The moment of truth. How much the damage will be? Let's test it on Vagabond Wolf. That is 1 minute, the damage is 6.6 million. It increases further. I feel so much relief knowing that the DPS is improved. That is around 11.9% damage increase from the original DPS without the Tanjiro blue card. Next, DPS task on Toad. That is 1 minute. The DPS is also increased to 6.5 million. That is an increase of around 10.2% damage from the original DPS without Tanjiro card. And lastly, DPS test on the Orc Lord. That is 1 minute. The DPS is further reduced to 3.2 million. That is a reduction of around 0.16% damage from the original DPS without the Tanjiro blue card. So what do you think? Is it worth it to get the Tanjiro blue card to increase damage on small and medium-sized monster? It all depends on your stat, honestly. As you probably already know, the optimum damage for your character is to have a balanced stat. Now I always use this reference for F2P players. The most stat that you can focus on are the physical attack, final physical penetration, and the final physical damage bonus stat. 3 stats at most. And if you are a crit build, it will be the physical attack, final crit, and crit damage bonus. For spenders they can focus on more stats because they can have excessive amount of stats that they do not need. To distribute their excessive stats, they can then invest on getting more stats like element damage and size multiplier damage. That is when you see they start to have element enchant and size enchant on the accessories or weapon, and also will be using Payon enchant on weapon for more stat attribute. For low spender and F2P, you are better off with Frontera enchant on all equipment. It will be a struggle if you try to get other enchant because it will use a lot of materials and resources to get it. And that leads to my conclusion. If you try to get the size enchant on the accessories, it will use a lot of materials and it will be expensive. With the Tanjiro blue card, it has 18% size damage, more than a level 10 enchant can give you. It is a faster and cheaper way for F2P like me to get the damage boost that the well has access to, even if it is just for a small increase. And it costs around 1 million crystals, which I bet is cheaper than getting one line of size enchant from level 1 to level 10. But I will still probably regret this if it will not turn out well in the long run. Anyway, that's it for this video. This time video shoutout goes to thank you for always supporting me and this channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. And as always, happy playing. Bye bye.